People who have been here before for 4th of July know how crazy it gets, so instead they come here on days when it's less crowded. Below freezing temperatures keep many skiers and snowboarders away, but those brave enough to bear the cold are rewarded with empty slopes and no lines for the lifts. A lot of drivers talk about the tough corners, but Pocono also has the longest straightaway. Sure, it's tough on gearing, but it also gives a great big wide opportunity to pass. An 8 a.m. rescue has now turned into a recovery search. After about 4 hours of deliberating, a jury found John Vega guilty on all 10 charges. Everyone got an early Christmas present today for the first stop for Socks for Seniors at the hometown nursing home. Cutting down a Christmas tree is one of the great Christmas traditions. Here at Walker's Tree Farm, not only do you get a tree, but you get memories that last a lifetime. For 8 hours, they were forced to stay inside their home with no idea what was happening. With the lawsuit being filed just this morning, we now have to wait and see what the court decides. On January 2nd, New Year's resolutions are still fresh in everyone's minds. But what can you do to keep your resolution going all year? Some tips for exercising include working out with a friend, setting realistic goals, and rewarding yourself. Harbin Chamber is looking for their biggest leadership class. An annual tradition continues at the Salvation Army in Tamaqua, helping over 400 families receive Christmas presents and meals, which is needed more than ever this holiday season. In Allentown, Haley Bianco, News 13. Below freezing temperatures keep many skiers and snowboarders away, but those brave enough to bear the cold are rewarded with empty slopes and no lines for the lifts. The wind chill made most people stay away from the snowy slopes of Blue Mountain today, but some didn't let their day off go to waste.
Don't have to wait in line or stop for people that are in the way. It's pretty fun.
There's no lift lines. You've got the slopes to yourself. You don't have to worry about anybody else, and you kind of, do whatever you want for the day.
Skiers and snowboarders made sure skin was protected by gear and tried to steer clear of icy spots on the slopes.
I'm really happy that it is sunny out. Had it been overcast or something like that, it just would have been a little bit more gloomy. Kind of ruins the mood a little bit, but the sun shining is definitely a good sign. So it definitely keeps it a little bit warmer in that aspect also, at least we think so.
If you want to take on the cold, Blue Mountain will be open for skiing and snowboarding until 10 p.m. tonight. For News 13, Haley Bianco. A federal lawsuit was filed this morning on behalf of 21 Pennsylvanians who are standing up for same-sex marriage rights.
Equal rights for the LGBT community is important for our community, but it's also important for the state of Pennsylvania. We're the only state in the Northeast that doesn't have some form of relationship recognition for same-sex couples.
While the definition may be changing in some places, 41 states still believe in the constitutional definition of marriage.
The state has always traditionally upheld that marriage is between one man and one woman, and that's how I feel it should be.
With the lawsuit being filed just this morning, we now have to wait and see what the court decides. In Easton, Haley Bianco, News 13. It's a new year, and that could mean a new you. Gyms in the area offer deals to help you keep your resolution. The Zoo Health Club in Lehighton is running a New Year's special now through Sunday.
There is something for everyone to do here, no matter what your fitness level, and it's always great to come out and meet new people. This is the time of year that everybody wants to come out, and it's a good and healthy start for a new year.
On January 2nd, New Year's resolutions are still fresh in everyone's minds. But what can you do to keep your resolution going all year? Some tips for exercising include working out with a friend, setting realistic goals, and rewarding yourself. The Pyramid Sports Performance Center is also bringing in new and returning members with 2014 fitness deals.
You have to get into a routine of it, I would say. The first week or two is going to be really hard, but once you keep coming, you're going to want to come back, and once you start seeing the results, it kind of becomes addicting.
Right now is a great time to get a great deal. Check a gym near you to see what they're offering. For News 13, Haley Bianco. Illegal parking is a reoccurring problem at Beltsville State Park every 4th of July. But this year, rangers are cracking down by towing all illegally parked vehicles.
Well, for parking, as long as people get on the road early enough, we typically don't fill up till around noontime. So as long as you get here early, you should find a parking spot, no problem.
Parking on Pohopoco Drive is not permitted because it is a safety hazard.
When people pull alongside Pohopoco and they're parked half on, half off the road, or even alongside, that narrows that roadway to the point that it's a safety concern. And when there's boat traffic or emergency vehicles that need to get through, that's why we need to keep that open. So if cars do park along the road, they'll have to be towed.
People who have been here before for 4th of July know how crazy it gets. So instead, they come here on days when it's less crowded.
It's been crazy, so, what's the point? You come here to have fun, to have a good time with the family, and there's no point if everybody's here and there's a million people here and you can't even walk in the water, you can't swim. So we come on days that people don't come.
If you head out to Beltsville to celebrate your 4th of July, remember to follow the rules and regulations of the park. And Beltsville isn't the only game in town. Check out another local state park like Hickory Run. In Carbon County, Haley Bianco, News 13.